SGA is out there with Morant. Then it's Flag. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Wembanyama in at the 4 spot.
I love this event so much because it combines the world-class ability of these players with the freedom of the playground.
Yep, it's the greatest and certainly the most fun pickup game these players will ever play in.
And no player in the league has done more to earn his spot in this game than he has. I mean, he's having a terrific season.
He sure is. Excellence on a consistent basis for him. I mean, he's been their rock all year.
Now here's Brunson. Out of bounds, it'll be the West All-Stars ball. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the West. It's a 3-point game. Inside, here's Jokic. The shot, good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
Hey, look, the defense gave a great effort there. Good contest, but Jokic just found a way to play through the contact and make it happen.
And the dunk by MP.
Yeah, that kind of be pretty typical in this event. Second half may be a different story, but the first half, it's pretty soft.
Now here's Morant. Jokic with the screen on Brunson. Here's Morant. Again, the West All-Star.
Well, let's say the defense being played here tonight might be a bit on the soft side from both teams.
Well, I know you're not surprised, are you? I mean, fast and loose is the way this game should be played.
Now here's Morant. Jalen Brunson missing his last shot. Jokic against Towns. Outside for SGA. A three-pointer is right on target. SGA's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now the East All-Stars with it. Trailing here by 8. Here's Brunson. Kick out to Giannis. Pass to MP. And here's Towns. Jokic defending. And here's SGA. To the right side. Morant with a wide open look. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Out of Thompson when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Now the West with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. Pass the Flag. Some nice passing here by the West. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Jokic. Good. And the nice assist from Morant.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now, here's MP. Some solid defense there from SGA. Morant outside. And that one's good, SGA.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to take a minute. Carroll's checked in for Jaylen Brown. The West All-Stars also with the sub. Edwards has come in for John Morant. Down low. Here's Towns. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Excellent defensive positioning and anticipation from Jokic. Able to lock the rim down there. Good work.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the West All-Stars.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
Now here's Edwards. And a wide open look for Flag. And the West hit again from deep.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
MP with a screen on SGA. And Brunson gets it to go.
That is simply excellent ball control from Brunson.
Outside, SGA. And he banks in the lane. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 11 points.
Boy, you start of this period. He is on a mission.
And MP gets it to go on the assist by Brunson.
Gets the ball inside and gets it done. Nice work by MP.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, JB Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense, but he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, thanks. And we have to mention, Greg, the utter dominance NP has shown recently, right? A huge scoring night for him on insane efficiency. The numbers, you can't even believe what you're reading.
You just don't see stat lines like the one that MP had very often. Kevin, it looked like he had a cheat code on the way. He was making everything from the floor.
And that one's good. Fly.
All these threes we're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. It's a 13-point game. Here's Antetokounmpo, and no good that time. Good defense by Wembanyama. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. For three, Edwards. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists now in this one. Brunson finds Bankero. Here's MP. Back to Antetokounmpo. MP outside. Antetokounmpo, a screen on it. Here's the lob. Antetokounmpo. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Edwards passes to Jokic. 5 seconds separate the shot and game clocks. At the elbow, it's Antetokounmpo. Bankero inside. Plays it up off the glass.
Inside, Mancaro has everything he needs to make it happen. He's got size, strength, agility, and a nice touch, too.
Now, Jokic. Outside, Edwards. Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the West. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Checked in for Durant, and MP subbed in for Halliburton. The West also making some changes. Jokic, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson, and it's Morant in for Devin Booker.
And you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full-force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
On the court for the West All-Stars, we've got Anthony Edwards. Doncic out there with John Morant. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Jokic in at the 5, roaming the paint. The East trail by 12. MP with it, now defended by Jokic. MP inside. He's against Jokic. Lock it 4. And Bankero, here we go. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Bankero bully balling and overpowering on his way inside. Not to be denied.
The lead now cut to single digits. 6 points for Paolo Bankero.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Now here's Morant. Pass to Edwards. Doncic right side. Offensive rebound. Here's Jokic. Comes up empty down low.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Catching Jackson. He's checked in for the West. EdwinAlcidas comes in for Edwards. Now here's Morant. And he drops it in from the low post. Jokic has got 6 points.
Boy, he is fundamentally sound. Tough cover.
MP looking around. Jokic with the steal. And a wide open look for EdwinAlcidas. No good from outside. Durant down low. EdwinAlcidas cover. Lobbed up there for watch out. The damaging Durant flying right through.
And it doesn't even have to be an accurate pass. With Durant's limb, you can just throw it up and you know this guy will get it.
There's 1:59 left to play here in the second quarter. SGA against MP. Count that one. 13 points in the game.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an all-star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. And you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star week.
And then Durant with the top.
Smooth dish from MP. That's talent and teamwork.
The West leading by 5. Here's SGA. And Durant sends it back. On kicks to Halliburton. Check. Oh, get up, MP.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
Here's EdwinAlcidas. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim.
It's been a good night for him overall and a good night for this team.
Here's MP. MP going to work inside.
Not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And stolen by MP. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first half. Loads it up for Giannis. Jokic with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. From deep, EdwinAlcidas.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Brown against Jackson. Brown the pass to KD. Just 5 to shoot. In close, Durant gets the bucket.
You know, with his level of quickness, it's tough to keep up defensively.
And they'll get another chance. And it's well off target. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. West All-Stars out in front, up by 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. Brown in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see... Whoa! I can't believe that!
I just saw it!
Oh,
Unreal! A showman for sure. He has truly arrived.
That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander muscles it in.
And the All-Star MVP award, always such a prestigious honor. And it's becoming clear who that honor is going to be bestowed upon this year.
And with the game he's having, it's hard to envision anybody else winning.
Towns a screen on SGA. And the dunk by Towns.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now.
And the foul called on MP. That'll be his second foul of the game. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. To the paint. Here's Flag. He's covered by Brown. 6 to shoot. The 3 from Morant. Rebound by the East All-Stars. Antetokounmpo's got 6 rebounds in the game. Brown, good, and the assist goes to Giannis. Now it's a 5-point East All-Star lead. MP against SGA. And slam dunk by SGA.
This is what we're used to seeing from SGA. The guy can just take over.
To the inside. MP's shot is good. And that's now 19 points for MP.
And you got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. East grabs the miss.
Well, with this solid Diddy game, you expect him to knock that one down.
Towns the screen to the middle. And Towns throws it down.
And a good call. Towns, one of the best in the league to catch and flush.
The West trails by 7. Pass to Jokic. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Now here's Morant for 3. Hits it from three-point range. Morant's got 5.
Look, when you play as a team, good things tend to happen for you.
Brunson against Morant. Brunson stays agile and finds his opening inside.
Haven't missed a shot since the break. Really good job making adjustments.
Gilgeous-Alexander deciding where to go with it. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And Carroll's checked in for the East. The West All-Stars also at the Sun. Edwards is checked in. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And a wide open look for MP. That ball's nice speed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got 6 assists now in the game. The West trails by 9. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander, excellent touch around the rim.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Edwards against MP. Jokic with the steal. Here's Flag. And the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 5-point East All-Star lead.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Giannis passes to Brunson. Back to Antetokounmpo. Here's MP. The East All-Stars check on 2 more.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Brunson. And that one, good. SGA's got 23.
This is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
And Towns gets it to go.
You'd certainly like to see a little better rim protection right there.
And so now a timeout call by Jason Kidd. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. East checked in for the West. Luka Doncic comes in for play. Outside Edwards. The shot will not fall. Excellent defense there from Halliburton.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Hit to work on the glass.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Buries it from three-point range. Doncic has got 7 points.
You know, guys, you look at Doncic, and he has really good size for a wing, which helps him have his way against most defenders.
Banchero passes to MP. That ball's nice feed that time from Banchero. Banchero's got assist number 5 here tonight. Lots at 5. And yep, really props after rolling around the rim. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter. It's 9 seconds separating the shot blocking. There's Giannis. Look out below.
How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
And so it's SGA with it. He brings it up for the West All-Stars. 15 seconds left to play in the third. On the wing, Doncic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Fires from way outside. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. East All-Stars lead by 5. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. The biggest stars in the league are putting on a show here at the All-Star Game.
And we're seeing some world-class basketball being played here tonight.
That's exactly what you'd expect coming from the absolute greatest players on the planet.
On the court for the West All-Stars, getting the fourth quarter going. Morant is out there with Doncic. And it's Nikola Jokic. Then there's Edwards. And it's Jackson at the 4. MV finds Mobley. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And went up and pulled it down. Mobley soaring.
The West trails by 7. The 3 for Doncic. The 3 ball from Doncic.
And they shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
MP against Doncic. There's the lob to Banchero. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Unbelievable. Banchero rising up into the rafters to grab that one and send it down.
And so here are the West All-Stars. Doncic outside. Edwards gets to Jackson. Pocket 6. Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Pass to MP. Mobley is screen on Doncic. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Mobley throws it down.
Out of the pick and roll, MP able to read and react.
Here's Morant. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Jokic sends the screen for Morant. Mobley ripped the block.
And then they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team. That's why they're ahead.
You always see a few of those every All-Star weekend, but I don't know if we'll see a better alley-oop than that one right there.
Edwards passes to Doncic. Lets the three fly. Rare corner three from Luka. Drains it.
And all of a sudden, that three puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
Already has been working overtime. Triple team is bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter.
And some changes here for the East. Towns, he's checked in for Mobley. Antetokounmpo comes in for Paolo Banchero. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Halliburton. Then for the West All-Stars. And Benyama, he's checked in for Jokic. White comes in for Edwards. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Luka Doncic. Here's SGA. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one is on Towns. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the East All-Stars.
They bullied the defense here in the paint. Look at all of those buckets inside. Just hard to defend in the paint.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
Oh, staying strong inside. Brunson going right into the coverage to get the call.
First free throw is good. He's off on the second.
He did the important part at the line there. The heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a two-possession game.
Off that one, the East All-Stars lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Morant. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander against MP. Shot clock at 5. That one goes. Count it. MP's got 30 points.
And you know what? He's been on the big stage, guys, and he's been at his absolute best.
And Greg, barring something unforeseen, I think we know who the All-Star MVP is going to be. He's already got one hand on that trophy.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you really have to appreciate the steady effort of Gilgeous-Alexander. The game looks like it comes easy to him, but he is one of the hardest workers on the floor.
And he makes both free throws.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Brunson the pass to MP. Up top, Brunson. Here's MP. Here's Antetokounmpo. Slams down the alley-oop.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
MP against SGA. Now flag. 3. Good.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
SGA pulls it down.
I thought he had that one. I think he did.
Where did that come from? Beautiful.
What a punt.
Brunson surveying the D. And they pick up the 2.
All this kid cares about is winning. Big bucket from MVP.
Now the West with the ball. And Benyama outside. Nikola Jokic. There's the high-quality scoring chance for 2.
And Jokic, a real natural leader. He's got great gifts, and he's always ready and willing to deliver when his teammates
Wembanyama rips down the rebound. Now, EdwinAlcidas. Morant with the screen on MP. To take the lead, Jokic gets it done right in front, in close.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was one, too. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Now Brunson. There's 39 seconds. Are you kidding me? What a play by MP.
These are the points he's worked for. MP delivering down the stretch.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Here's Flag. Morant outside. Now Flag. Towns with the steal. Now Brunson. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brunson.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Morant with it. Here's SGA. The three is off, and that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, we're back on a night that's always a highlight of any NBA season. We're live from the All-Star Game.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
Flag is out there with Victor Wembanyama. Then there's Shea EdwinAlcidas. Then it's Morant. And it's Jokic in at the 5 spot.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So CeeLo team taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
Here's Town. Outside, Brunson. Now MP. They get that one to go.
Boy, MP is just filleting this defense. I mean, they've got no answers for him right now.
EdwinAlcidas. Jumper is off.
You're not going to get a better look from mid-range. He's definitely disappointed with himself there.
He drills the three.
He's a big guy with some serious range, so you have to respect him from out there.
The West trails by 5. Morant outside. Here's Flag. Now Morant from deep. A three ball by Morant.
They want the ball in his hand when the situation calls for it.
Now MP. Strong move off the glass.
Looking very much unhurried. MP handling his business.
Morant looking around. In the center of things, Morant.
A true leader. You can tell Morant takes pride in stepping up when it matters most.
MP up top. EdwinAlcidas cover. Brunson outside. Time on the clock. Wembanyama reels heartbreaking. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them the lead.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Now, guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
And usually you want to go for the 2-for-1 here to maximize the clock.
Moran outside. Now Wembanyama. Antetokounmpo with the steal. And so they foul intentionally. Is called a timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game. And here is MP. MP finds again.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
The refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Pivotal moment in this game all time. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
I don't know if they should actually look for the three here. That's a bit greedy. I'd take a good look, even if it's a two-point basket. Take the high percentage shot. He is on one right now, carrying the offense. Just keep finding it.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. MP, it's good.
It worked well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensive.
So it's the East All-Stars taking the W in a close one.
And guys, while the result and the bragging rights go to the East, this was truly a night that belonged to the fans. I mean, it was another great showcase of the world-class talent across the NBA.
It seems to get better and better every year, doesn't it, Greg? So fun to watch. It was certainly a fun evening. We thank all of you for joining us and watching with us. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll see you again next time.